Hi, it's Julie Davison. Today I'm going to show you how to make the Faux Iris Twist card. Here I've used the six-sided sampler Hello Sweet Friend for the inside, and the designer paper I'm using is the Birthday Basics designer paper. You can find that on page 153 of the annual Stampin' Up! Catalog. Right there in July 2013, all the designer papers that are $10.95 are buy 3 get 1 free, so you have lots to choose from and still a few days to take advantage of that. Today I'm going to show you a fun way to use some scraps of your designer series paper, and we're going to get started with little strips of that Birthday Basic designer series paper, and those are measuring at 1/2 inch by 3 inches, and you'll need 4 strips of each designer paper that you're going to use. So you want to pick 3 patterns that coordinate. And we're going to use a little piece of Whisper White cardstock. I cut this to 3 1/8 by 3 1/8 inch, and I have a 2.5 inch circle punch that I've used here, and I want to punch the circle in the Whisper White, but in order to line it up just right in the middle, I'm going to use the blue circle as a template and trace around it with a pencil, and this will help me to line up my punch exactly where I want the punch out to be. So then I'll line up my 2.5 inch circle punch with that pencil line. And ta-da! Perfect placement. Okay, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to use snail adhesive on the back side of our cardstock, and you can still see a little bit of the pencil line. I did trace a circle on the back side so that you wouldn't see it on the front if it didn't line up perfectly. I'm going to take the first paper and place it here. I like to start on a diagonal, so I'm going to do it so that half of it is showing and half of it's not. And then come around to the other side and line it up so that about the same is showing. You could use a template if you wanted perfect even spacing, but I kind of like the easiness of not being totally perfect. I guess that makes me a little bit of a lazy stamper, but I think that's sort of the charm. When it doesn't look exactly perfect, it looks handmade. More snail adhesive on the back. You could also use a glue stick here. I'm going to go with our second pattern, and again, just using the guide at the front, I'm going to put it diagonal so that it lines up in each corner. I just want to make sure that the top of that triangle is covered in the designer paper. A little bit more snail adhesive. Now don't worry about the designer paper that's going over the edges. We'll trim that off when we're all done. Again, we're just going to go on the other diagonal. Okay, we're going to take a pair of the paper snips or any scissors and cut all the scraps off the edge. Alright, I've got our greeting here that I stamped on a piece of Whisper White, and I have a piece of the raspberry ripple cardstock that is 3 3/8 inch by 3 3/8 inch, and so I want to start by centering the greeting right in the hole, and then I'm going to put a little bit of adhesive on the back of the greeting and line it up in the center of the raspberry cardstock. And this is just for placement because I want to actually create a little dimension. I'm adhering just the greeting down, but now I've got it centered where I need it. And on the other piece, I'm going to use Stampin' Dimensionals. And I'll do 1 in each corner. Oh, I go through these like water. A couple extra there. Oh, what the heck. A couple more. And then we're just going to line that up and center it. So the Stampin' Dimensionals gives it kind of a dimension, and since the Hello Friend is on there just with snail, we have a little bit of separation between those layers. Now I went ahead and put a piece of Mint Melody cardstock and a little bit of ribbon on the card, so we're just going to attach the square onto the card with some more Stampin' Dimensionals. There in the center. And there you go, there's our finished card. I hope you'll try the Faux Iris Twist technique at home. Thanks so much for watching. Happy stamping!